Ladies and gentlemen, we got some serious news. Shout out to my man Ryan Garcia, Golden Boy Promotions. You already know. Shout out to Devin Haney. It's going to be one epic showdown. Everybody is pretty much buckled up and geared up for it. Shout out to Brooklyn, New York. The Barclays is going to shut it down. It's for the WBC World Super Lightweight. You already know. Pay homage. King Ryan Garcia, 24 wins, one loss, no draws. We all know that loss came from Javante. We're going to get all into it. Shout out to Devin Haney once again. Like I said, Devin coming in this match, coming off a Regis win, it was pretty spectacular in terms of the way he just violated him. For some reason, I don't know why people thought it was going to possibly be competitive, but now in this fight with Ryan, it's crazy. But Devin is 31 and 0, and he came out and said that this fight is going to be a quick one. He's predicting an early one. So I mean, I don't know what you're going to be doing, tomorrow, but make sure. I don't know how long you should be ready to party because Devin is saying that the party may be getting shut down. So slow down on the festivities. But what I will say is this: he's got to back it up. But Ryan Garcia, to me, I think he's a good fighter, but I think that his name is really going to sell this fight. And that's not saying that he's a bad fighter, but I just think styles make fights. And I think that Devin is just a bad matchup for him. And a lot of people are predicting Devin to beat him. But we're going to see, because he did take the fight with Tank. A lot of people is going to look at that. Oh, you lost this, that, and the third. But a lot of people would have never even, thought to step in there with Tank, including guys like Devin. You've seen the footage, and I believe that they said Ryan had, put it out. But it is what it is. He's predicting that he's going to be on a completely different level than Ryan Garcia. He stated that he's levels above him. He says he sees it being early. I don't see Ryan being able to go full 12 with him. He said his antics will give up on him. It will show. All the stuff will show. There's no secret in boxing. So that's his statements. He spoke about his future, at 140. He said, of course, 140 is my division. That's the division I'm champion at. So, of course, I feel like I'm the best at 140. And once a fight, the best fight is at 140. So this is what Devin has said, so we all know, who these guys are. Pitbull, you got to look at him. What I think is to be a terrible matchup for Devin. I think that Devin could possibly get knocked out fooling around with Pitbull. Like I said, Pitbull ain't scared. He brings ferociousness. It's just crazy. It's a mess. And then what's going on with Tio? I think that everybody want to see that. I think that fight should have been happened. But it is what it is. So we'll save that for another one. But at the end of the day, y'all gotta put your picks down. Who you got? Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports as well, because we're gonna be bringing more news updates and more on this situation, man. Like I said, there's a lot more fights after this. I think that Ryan Garcia, despite whatever happens, I think that you got to respect him for taking these fights and heightening this division, heightening the sport of boxing. They in the Barclays Center live, for crying out loud. So it's major. It's gonna be a major spectacle, for all parties involved. So it's just like I said, it's gonna be very intriguing, to say the least. So just make sure you stay tuned, because I think it's going to be a quick one as well. I don't see Ryan. Listen, he took a knee against Tank. I don't see it. Maybe you got to listen. The way Devin did Regis, how can Ryan protect his face? He got to make sure he don't get hit up like that. because if that's the case, the ref could step in, or is he going to take another knee again? That's going to be another one. I think that would be, that's the only way I think that Ryan comes out horrible in this, despite all taking the fight, doing this, doing that. If he comes out here and, some people say he quit. I'm not gonna go as far as to say that, because it was reports that he was dealing with an injury, to that area. He had a mole in the camp, and Javante ended up finding out about the situation. And Javante, like I said, he just basically, capitalized on it, like a pit bull, for crying out loud. And it led to a serious victory. But a lot of people wanted to see devastation from Javante in that fight. Can Devin bring Ryan to that point? Who knows? Because he don't have the pressure or the power of a Tank. And then let's not rule out Ryan and his hook. And he's very fast. Let's not make it seem like he's some pushover either. That's one thing I do want to say involving Ryan Garcia. I think sometimes that gets caught up because when you hear the reports of Ryan, he's looked at as some internet sensation. Who he's on YouTube, he does this, he's on this and that, and I think that people use that to diminish his skills in boxing. If you do your homework on Ryan, he's been boxing since he was a child. You understand? So this is definitely his craft. He's been put a lot of time into it. He's dedicated to getting better. You see he switched up his trainers. And this is going to be a big fight, for Derrick James. And then that's a whole nother situation, because with everything going on and the rumor land, this is, I think that Ryan got to do something spectacular in this one. He just got to go out fighting, if not go out and win. Let me know the chances of how Ryan can win this fight, if there's any. Is it going to be a landslide, or is he going to actually be able to say, if Ryan can go the whole full distance without getting knocked out, I think that's impeccable. Win, lose, or draw, and he's going to get respected. He's getting respected. He's putting on, this is good for the sport of boxing, despite if you think he has no business boxing, Devin, because you got to think maybe him and, his father Bill, they picking and choosing. It's a whole lot of that going on in the sport, but it is what it is. I'm taking Devin in this fight, and I think it is going to be somewhat of a landslide, but we're gonna find out. Put your picks down in the chat. Peace and love. Make sure you subscribe for more boxing news, updates, and more.